keep seeing people on social media saying just go on a vacation or take yourself on a self-care day or just buy some gift for yourself when you say you have a trauma. But tell me, girl, does it really work that way? Does it really heal your wound? I wish healing is that simple. I understand you are feeling frustrated right now to get out of that rabbit hole, to get out of the situation holding you back because of the emotional trauma that caused by it. I've searched so many tips on the social media and on the internet how to get out of emotional trauma. I've gone through some trials and errors, and here's tips that works for me, and I hope that it will work for you too. First and foremost is to plan your way out. You are in a toxic relationship right now. Plan how you can break up with your current partner. But what if I depended financially to them? Find a job. Work part-time. Do anything so you can get out of the situation. But what if I don't think I can find someone's that perfect, but it hurts at the same time as well? Let me tell you, you are only living in an illusion. Girl, it is hard to get out of the situation, of the relationship, but it is harder to watch you being in pain again and again every single time. And there's no such thing that you need to sacrifice yourself so many things, while the other people, they're not sacrificing, they're just only demanding. No, it is a bare minimum for a person in a relationship to be respected, to be loved with so much care and attention. Where they're not giving all of this or anything that you want in the relationship, that it is not good, it's not healthy. And believe me, it's not even a bare minimum. Or if you're like me, who come from a chaotic family, I found a way out in studying abroad. Because I know I didn't feel safe at home, I didn't feel comfortable about it. I need to find a place so I can live by my own. So I look up some scholarship so I don't burden my family so much about it. And I study hard so I still can maintain it. Or you can just find a part-time job. There are so many freelancers out there who can find job, make money about it. You can make videos even on YouTube. You can do anything about it, okay? What if it comes from work? But I need to be there. But my boss doesn't appreciate me, doesn't appreciate my hard work, my good effort. And then I always being demanded by them to do like so much, a lot of works, but I need this job because of the money. Baby, you are more than money. Know your worth. You already done the work with such a good effort and also deliver with a good result. That's mean that you worth so much. But they don't appreciate that and why you are still there. But how? I need the money. I need it. You can work another job, freelancer, or any job. Finally, you can have that amount of money that you've been saved, so you can resign from the company and start to looking for another job. Here begins your healing journey. Allow yourself to feel all the pain that maybe you didn't have time to feel all of it, to process all your emotion back then in the situation, in a toxic relationship. Be kind to yourself, to express your emotion in a healthy way. Cry as much as you want. Give yourself time to grieve and to accept what's happening to you, to process all the emotion, to express about it. And what I love to do and what works for me is journaling. Because when something triggered me and it's just suddenly the emotion come up in my mind, I couldn't think at all. I didn't know what's going on, what's wrong with me. I didn't know. It's just keep spiraling around and around and around. And I got a panic attack because of it, anxiety attack. I didn't know. It's just suddenly like that. And then my chest is hurting, but I didn't know what's really going on with me. So first and foremost, if you're experiencing that kind of attack, find a safe space and just focus on things around you, the color, how it looks and everything, and control your breathing. That helped me so much. And then here it comes is to journal. So writing has become my space. I just wrote down every single thing that I experiencing, even if it's not organized, it's not structured, it is so confusing for me back then, and it's okay. Rules to journal is to be honest with yourself, with what you're experiencing back then, with what happened to you and how it make you feel. And just please don't judge yourself, because nobody knows what you're writing on that paper. Nobody knows what you're writing, your thoughts, everything about it on that book. Pour all the emotion. You can cry as much as you want as well while doing that. If you feel overwhelmed, take a break of it. Just do it slowly. Here it comes. Look for what emotion that I'm feeling. I will put here the emotion that you may be feeling, what that experience make me feel. Because if you're not understanding what actually going on with yourself after that situation, after that relationship, you will always attract that, because that's how your nervous system is like operating. And I really encourage you to see a therapist, because why? In my case, I told you that my mind is just spiraling around and around, and it make like all the problems, it's like so much bigger than it was. And I feel that I was really the bad people, and then I was like the villain, and then but I feel that I was a victim, so I didn't know what's really going on. I went to see a therapist. And it helped me so much, because my therapist not only validated my feeling, but also telling me that you're not a bad person by actually processing all the emotion. Because every emotion is just a messenger. They're just telling you what you were experiencing and like how it make you feel and what association that you have because of the relationship. And they help you to also solve the problem, especially with their expertise. So I really recommend to see therapists. And then it is time to take your power back. The third tips, it is to forgive, learn, and let go of the people, the situation, the relationship, everything about it. Because forgiving is not about them, it's about you, honey. No matter how broken you were, no matter how hurtful it is, no matter how painful it is, I understand that, because I've been there too, I've struggled with it too. But you deserve to experience the happiness, the life that you've been wanting, that you've been dreaming. You are feeling that, okay, I need to get out of the situation as soon as possible, because your body, yourself know that you deserve more. Forgiving start by accepting that you've been hurt. When the trauma happened, I was in a denial, because in my mind, oh my god, my parents, they are a perfect figure. They need to be always the one who take care of me, but because of their absent presence in my life, trauma as well, that causing them to treat me negative way. So I felt so much contradictory feeling, because I always feel why it happened to me. For other people, no, it doesn't happen like that. I was in denial, and I was literally in a situation that I couldn't accept that my parents are a human who make mistake too. I would see them as a perfect human being. I was not accepting that I was hurt. Accepting that you've been hurt by the relationship is knowing that, okay, it happened to me, I accept that. That's the moment that you can forgive and let go. Here's the thing, if you keep holding the same grudges, the same resentment and again, your life will just fill and full of that, and you will just keep rejecting the same people again and again. What I want to say is, whatever happened in your past, in that situation, in that relationship, doesn't define who you are. No matter how broken they make you feel, you still deserve that happiness because you're a human too. And I just want to remind you that you deserve all the lifestyle that you want, all the care, or the attention, or the love, because you deserve to be heard and to be seen as a human. Here's the come that you finally take your power back is to rediscover and redefine who you are. People got into relationship, their brains start to make a lot of association about themselves and based on other people perception. Especially in toxic relationship, you start to have this negative association. What I want you to do about it is to write down. Just write it down, because awareness is the key. Let me remind you, nothing of that is true. For example, you're feeling, oh my god, I'm not worthy of love. I want to say to you, baby, that's not true. You're a human being, and every human in this world always deserve love. Then let me give you a trick that changed my life. How I see myself is to use a past tense. It's just oh, it already happened. What you think about yourself is more valid than any perception what people have about you. And next, make a table. Write down old narrative, new narrative. Old me, new me. Because here it comes that you change your life. You're starting to change the narrative, the story inside your brain. And that's the moment that you start to making a new association with yourself about yourself. Because I believe you already know who you are. And I know that actually, nope, I don't deserve to be treated like that. I already know. So I'm just here to validate you. Let me give you an example. What I felt back then, oh my god, I need to always give something to people. My effort, my energy, anything. I need to please them. I need to change myself, my personality, and everything to be accepted. I tend to be not who I am. It broke me so much because I have this kind of side of me that I am funny but also a deep thinker. Some of my friends that they didn't really appreciate that, and I was like, nope. So what I do is I stop pretending, just funny but stupid. Yeah, and then I start opening up about who I am. I ask a deep question. But the truth is, no. It is always their decision to accept me or not. Even though I already give them so many attention, so many care, so many love, but they don't want to appreciate me, it is their decision. That's why I change my narrative into I don't need everyone to like me, I don't need everyone to accept me, but I will find people who accept me and appreciate me to be who I am. And I don't need to sacrifice myself for that. I don't need to please them. I don't need to do that. Another example, I was not worthy of love. I feel like this. As a girl, I don't know if you guys relate about it or not. I always feel, oh my god, I will be always treated about my body. It is true that pretty privilege is real, but it is not true to accept all that bad comments, bad judgment from people just because I born this way, because I think my body is beautiful. And I start to change that. I used to hate my big wide ribcage, and I used to starve myself to just being accepted in that standard, being loved. But then I starve myself, I work out so hard so I can be accepted again. But then, I start working out not because I want to fit in that standard, but because it is my body, I cannot change it, but I know how I can enhance it. Whatsoever, if they don't respect me, if they only judge me because of my body, and that's okay, that's alright. Because you cannot always control whatever they think, because you cannot always control they judge you, everything. No, what you can control is what's in your mind. And here it starts when you start rebuilding yourself. We discuss about rediscover, redefine, and now is rebuilding. When toxic relationship hit you so hard, mess up your nervous system because you are in a situation which is called a survival mode. Your amygdala produce so much cortisol and put you in a constant stress where you are alert so much with the situation, which it brings you to feel consistently afraid, anxious about life because of the inconsistent action habit of the ups and downs, the thrills, the roller coaster emotion of that toxic relationship. And what I want you to do is to give that stability, give the trust again to yourself. How? Oh my god, it sounds so complex. Baby, I want you to break it down to you is to have a fixed routine. You don't need to do and to start 10 new routine, 10 new habits. Nope, that's not going to happen because I've been there and just getting out of bed has already been hard for me, so I'm not gonna do that. I want you to pick just one small habit that you can do it every single day. Let's do it for 30 days. Or, okay, let's not do it 30 days. 7 days at least. Just easy thing. You don't need to go to the gym straight away, no. For me, for example, okay, let's just get off the bed, go outside for 10 minutes. You don't need to do like 10,000 walks. No, it seems hard, right? Just start for one single habit that you can commit every single day. And then here it comes, the last tips is to choose your partner and friends, which is your inner circle, wisely. Because there will be your chosen family. And it is important to have a healthy supporting system. So what I'm supposed to do? I'm so afraid of attracting the same people again. To list some traits, any traits that you want to have in friends, partners, community. What character, mindset, traits, write it down. Every time you meet people and you start to feel, oh, maybe they can be my friend, but I want to remind you, look up to that notes that you already made about what kind of traits they need to have. And let me remind you, girly, that be careful with whom you exchange your energy with. They're either break you or grow you. They're either support you in your healing journey or repeating the same pain. And I think last but not least is please, I know it's hard to open up again to people when you're getting hurt, but the last time my therapist said that you heal from what you hurt. So if you are hurt from a relationship as whole, you need to heal in the relationship as well. But always believe your intuition, especially for us girlies. We have that gift from God. Use that, okay? Because here's the thing, they are really person who support my healing journey. They're always there when I need them, and they're always there without judgment when I need them to talk about it. So remember, please surround yourself with people who have healthy relationship, either with themselves or within their family, with their friendship. Always look for people who have healthy relationship, especially with themselves, because it will clearly change your life. And especially when you are coming from the rabbit hole and trying to get out from that, because your brain get used to the same pain, to the same consistency, unhealthy, toxic habits, and later you will crave that again. But when you surround yourself with a healthy relationship people, then that's the moment that, oh, but that's not it. They're not doing it, and you start give yourself a new narrative by doing that. And honey, I understand like the healing journey itself, it doesn't always seem glorious, it doesn't always seem pretty and beautiful like you see on the internet, on the social media, because it has its ups and downs, and it's okay because I've been there too. I've struggled with it so many times, and let me remind you, no matter how broken they make you feel back then in a toxic relationship, no matter how painful it is, no matter how hurtful it is, and no matter how they made you feel back then, I just want to remind you that you're always worth to love. Okay, you're always worth to love, to be respected. Let me remind you this too. You are a person who deserves to have a life that you always been dreaming, happiness that you always been dreaming every single night. No matter how your past, no matter how painful it is, no matter how broken it is, I love you. So let me know which one is your favorite, all of those tips that I share. And also don't forget to subscribe to stay connected with me. Let's always go together. Bye.